the 2025 Emmys aired, fans were buzzing about reunions, red carpet looks, and surprise winners. But one absence was impossible to ignore. Grey's Anatomy legend Eric Dane, the man millions still remember as McSteamy, was supposed to make a big comeback, standing alongside his former co-star Jesse Williams to present one of the night's biggest awards. Yet when the camera panned across the stage, Eric wasn't there. No announcement, no explanation, just silence. For hours, fans flooded social media asking the same question: where's Eric Dane? Some thought it was a last-minute scheduling change. Others whispered about health concerns. But no one expected the heartbreaking truth that came just days later. A revelation that showed the real reason behind his disappearance and the personal battle he's been fighting quietly behind the scenes. Just a few days after the Emmys, Eric Dane finally broke his silence. In an interview with the Washington Post, the 52-year-old actor revealed that he hadn't missed the ceremony by choice. He was actually in the hospital, undergoing treatment for amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or ALS. He called it bluntly, ALS is a nasty disease. Known to many as Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS slowly affects the body's nerve cells, taking away strength and control over time. And while Eric's always been the picture of Hollywood confidence, this was something no one could have prepared for. He went on to explain that during the Emmys, while millions were watching his peers walk the red carpet, he was lying in a hospital bed, getting stitches put in his head. It wasn't just a missed event. It was a moment that symbolized the cruel timing of fate. For fans who'd followed his career from Grey's Anatomy to Euphoria, hearing Eric speak so openly about something so devastating was gut-wrenching. But even in the middle of that revelation, he spoke without self-pity, just raw honesty and quiet strength. For Eric, missing the Emmys wasn't just another work commitment gone wrong. It was personal. He'd been looking forward to that moment for weeks. Standing on stage beside Jesse Williams wasn't just about handing out an award. It was about reconnecting with a part of his life that meant everything. He said it himself. It would have been great to see Jesse and get reunited with some of my peers. To be able to present in front of my colleagues, I thought would have been a special moment. You can hear the regret in his words, not for fame or attention, but for the chance to feel that connection again. Eric called it an opportunity one was really looking forward to, and when he couldn't make it, he admitted, I was really upset about it, but you know, there was nothing I could do. It's the kind of disappointment that goes deeper than missing a show. It's a reminder that even the strongest among us can be brought to a pause by something completely out of our control. As the lights flashed and the applause filled the Emmy stage, Eric was miles away, not in a tuxedo, but in a hospital gown, trying to stay strong. And that contrast, it broke hearts. Fans took to social media, sharing old clips of him on Grey's Anatomy, remembering the charm, the laughter, and that confident McSteamy smile. It was as if the world suddenly realized how fragile their heroes truly are. While Eric was in the hospital, his presence was still felt at the Emmys through someone who knows him better than most. When Jesse Williams walked onto that stage alone, fans immediately noticed the missing half of the duo. He presented the award solo, but it didn't feel the same. And when asked about it later, Jesse made sure everyone knew just how much Eric still meant to him. Speaking to E! News, Jesse said, we had a great run. We had a great following. And I loved working with him. Then he paused and added words that hit everyone watching right in the heart. On and off screen, that's my brother. It was a simple line, but it said everything. For years, the two had shared laughter, long filming days, and the kind of chemistry that defined Grey's Anatomy's golden era. And even now, after all the fame, all the distance, that bond clearly never faded. Behind the red carpets and flashing cameras, there's a real friendship, the kind that doesn't need headlines or spotlights. For Jesse, it wasn't about losing a co-star for the night. It was about missing his brother in arms, a man he deeply respected and admired. That single moment, his quiet acknowledgement, reminded fans why Grey's Anatomy had connected with millions in the first place. It wasn't just about doctors and drama. It was about love, loyalty, and the family you build along the way. When the cameras stop rolling and the fans move on, what really keeps someone like Eric Dane going isn't the fame. It's family. Through all the chaos and health struggles, one person has quietly stood by his side, his ex-wife, Rebecca Gayheart. Their marriage may have ended years ago, but their connection never did. In fact, Eric says they've grown even closer since the divorce. He told Diane Sawyer on Good Morning America, I call Rebecca. I talk to her every day. We've managed to become better friends and better parents. She's my biggest champion. my most stalwart supporter, and I lean on her. It's rare to hear something like that in Hollywood. Two people who found peace beyond their past. For Eric, Rebecca isn't just his former partner. She's his lifeline, the one who keeps him grounded when the weight of his illness feels too heavy. Together, they're raising their two daughters, Billy, 15, and Georgia, 13, who have become the heartbeat of his world. He's mentioned how their laughter, their love, and even their everyday moments give him something to fight for. Because when you're facing something as relentless as ALS, those small family moments, they become everything. Fans often talk about strength in Hollywood, but Eric's strength isn't found in movie roles or fame. It's in the quiet calls with Rebecca, the hugs from his daughters, and the simple comfort of knowing that, no matter what happens, he's not fighting this battle alone. For many, a diagnosis like ALS would mean stepping back, slowing down, maybe even disappearing from the spotlight. But that's not Eric Dane. Despite the pain, the treatments, and the uncertainty, he refuses to let the disease define him. Earlier this year, he told News something that captured exactly who he is. I'm going to ride this till the wheels fall off. It wasn't just a statement, it was a promise to keep working, to keep living, and to keep fighting, no matter how rough the road ahead might get. He's continued showing up for projects, interviews, and public appearances with the same calm confidence that made him a fan favorite. Behind the scenes, there are days that are harder than others, but Eric doesn't dwell on what he's lost. He focuses on what he still has, his craft, his spirit, and the people who believe in him. In another interview, he said, "My spirit is always pretty buoyant, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters." It's a simple sentence, but it speaks volumes. It's about resilience, about not letting the darkness win. Even as ALS tries to break him down physically, it can't touch his heart or his humor. And that's what makes Eric's story so powerful. He's not just surviving this, he's living it fully, refusing to fade quietly. He's proving that true strength isn't about muscles or fame, it's about spirit. In a world where fame often fades fast, Eric Dane's story stands out, not because of a headline, but because of heart. He's the kind of man who turns pain into perspective, who finds hope where most would find despair. His battle with ALS isn't just about fighting a disease. It's about redefining what strength looks like. Even when his body betrays him, his will refuses to. Even when life throws him into uncertainty, he keeps showing up for his work, for his family, for himself. And maybe that's the real message behind his words. I'm going to ride this till the wheels fall off. It's not defiance. It's courage. It's the kind of quiet bravery that doesn't seek applause, but earns it anyway. Rebecca, his ex-wife, once called him her biggest champion. But in truth, Eric Dane has become a champion for anyone who's ever faced something they didn't think they could survive. He reminds us that life isn't about how long the ride lasts. It's about how fiercely you hold on until the very end. So as fans, we can only hope he keeps that buoyant spirit alive, because whether it's on screen or off, Eric Dane isn't just playing a hero. He's living like one.